Hey everybody, this is Alan Fine, and I'm here with Colin James, who's the CEO of the Antigua and Barbuda Tourism Authority. He gave the well, first of all, you're the host, because we're right now at the, tell us where we are.
We're at Caribbean Marketplace, the 43rd edition, right here in St. John's, Antigua, and we're having a fantastic time.
And you're the host, so you had the first press conference, and now we want the travel advisors to know what we talked about here on Insider Travel Report. All right, well, thank you for having us. Thank you for hosting this whole thing. Let's talk about tourism growth.
Our tourism growth in Antigua and Barbuda has been phenomenal, Alan. At the end of last year, we did over 330,000 air arrivals. It was our best year yet, beating our pre-pandemic 2019 records. And for the first quarter of this year, we're up 103,000 air arrivals. And so we are almost a third of what we did for the full year. So phenomenal start. That's 7 percentage points up on where we were last year, 2024. So we are looking forward to another phenomenal year, record year, and everybody's excited. And I think we can only build on that. And this is what Caribbean Marketplace, the 43rd edition, allows us to do. We have all the buyers, the suppliers, the travel advisors, the people who really make a difference and help us to sell the business here in Antigua and Barbuda. Over 9,000 business appointments. That is phenomenal. So we really put in the work, the efforts to make sure that not just Antigua and Barbuda, but this entire region has a phenomenal summer and winter season. Yeah.
And the other thing that you proved is that you are world-class and you can have an event like this.
Absolutely. I think one of the things that we have been doing strategically, Alan, is how can we extend our winter tourist season? Typically at the end of April, moving into May, everything starts to wind down. And we decided, let's put in new events. We had Restaurant Week that morphed into Restaurant 2 weeks. Then this year, Culinary Month, the 3rd edition. And so all the restaurants remain open, their prefix menus, the entire local community, as well as our visitors are dining around and really providing more employment for those restaurants which would normally have closed, and just really economic activity. And then we said, you know what we need to do? We need to fill these hotel rooms during the summer months. What can we do? Hey, last year we hosted the Small Island Developing States UN Conference, SIDS, right here in Antigua, where we had 3,500 delegates attending, and this hall was purpose-built just for that. It was actually built by the university as a sort of assembly hall for the medical school students, and then they decided, hey, we can monetize this, we can work with you. And so the Tourism Authority and the Ministry of Tourism says, let's partner with this school, let's bring more business here that are MICE-oriented type business, group business, and that will help to sustain us during the critical summer months. And so we have a first-class airport, Alan. We have excellent tourism product. We have rooms and a quality standard that's second to none. And now we have a facility that can accommodate these groups.
And as I had said, you're proving yourself on the world stage. But the other thing that you did that was so great was we came into the airport, and I had already done my paperwork. Yeah. I didn't even do my paperwork. I showed it my passport. It did it for me. Tell us what you did.
Absolutely. We've developed ArriveAntigua.com, and that's by a local company, by the way. There's no app to download. You click on our website. You take a picture of your bio page of your passport. You click submit. You take a picture of your face, a selfie. You submit. All that information is read and captured. Your passport bio is matched to your face, and you get a QR code that says, okay, you're pre-cleared. When you get here, you show it to the immigration officer. She scans it. You could show it to the custom officer, scans it, and you're on your way. It takes literally 5 minutes.
Frictionless.
Yes, and not like me when you mess up the paper and the flight attendant tell you there's no more. She doesn't have any extras. So we have saved a few trees in the process, and at a stroke, we have eliminated a tedious process and allowed our visitors to have a seamless experience when they arrive, so we can get you out of that airport and onto that beach in record time, Alan, and that has been coming in for rave reviews from all our visitors who came in for Caribbean Marketplace.
And now you're attracting investments. Yeah. Let's talk about the
new investments, from the Nobu that's been on the Nobu Resort that's going to be complementing the Nobu Restaurant in Barbuda to the Nikki Beach Resort, as well as to Moongate, our newest property that's opening this year. We're really, really going after the part of the business that's sustainable for us, that gives a good return, the mid to the upper end of the market. It's more recession proof. And so we have seen that works well for Antigua and Barbuda. It provides meaningful and good employment for our people, and it's a part of the business that we're going after in a real meaningful way. We've always, Antigua and Barbuda will never be a mass market destination. We don't want to be that. We're a small country. We are trying to be sustainable. We have only 100,000 population, but we're handling over 1 million visitors a year. And so as we grow, we want to make sure that the visitors that we attract are a good fit for the destination, and from a sustainability standpoint, and also from the return on investment that we make in our hotel construction and product rollout.
We have a lot of travel advisors who are selling luxury. Tell them about that.
Yeah, they can do that here. And I know this is music to the travel advisors' ears, is that when you sell a luxury resort at Jumbe Bay compared to a resort in some of the larger mass market destinations, the commission tells a different story. And so travel advisors who are into luxury in particular knows it's all about the return that you can get on every booking, and being able to sell, bookings worth the hundreds of thousands of dollars. And we've had that. I once had a travel advisor who told me she sold a booking at a resort at Jumbe Bay for $750,000 booking. And so that's what we were about, making sure that we attract that type of clientele that will really drive meaningful business to our hoteliers, to government via the taxes that's collected on bookings such as that, and so for the Tourism Authority as well to have more revenues coming in so that we can do more, promote the destination more, bring more visitors, more revenue, and it's a self-fulfilling wheel.
And those visitors are coming for these events you've got coming up. So give us a smattering.
So many. There is, our calendar is very packed here. We've just wrapped up Sailing Week, which is our annual sailing regatta. We're moving next into Carnival. We have Culinary Month this month, as I explained, but Carnival is a summer celebration. It's an emancipation celebration. Unlike some of the other islands and other places in this part of the world, our carnival is not a Lenten carnival around Lent. It's celebrating who we are as a people, freedom, emancipation on the first Monday in August, first Tuesday in August. That's when we celebrate our music, the pageantry, our culture, everything that's unique about Antiguans and Barbudans. It's carnival, and it's celebrated with so much passion and gusto. So we invite people to come on down for that. We move down into November. There is Art Week, where we have really been twinning and showcasing the beautiful art that you can find in the islands. That's second to none, and really getting people into that reason for traveling. Just as we've done food, we're now moving into art. And I think coming for travel advisors in particular, the Black Pineapple Awards in December. Alan, do you know that pineapple is a symbol of hospitality? Yes, it is. And Antigua and Barbuda has the Antigua Black Pineapple, which is reputedly the sweetest pineapple in the world. That's the type of pineapple, when you cut it and the juice is running down your hand, you lick it off. It's that good.
You don't want to waste it.
You don't want to waste it. Yeah, so we have the Black Pineapple Awards, where we pick, and we started last year for the very first year, and we're going to repeat it this year and continue. 100 of the top-selling travel professionals to this destination are brought to Antigua and Barbuda on our dime. They wine, they dine, they're celebrated, and they're recognized and rewarded in front of their peers. And it's our special way of thanking them for all that they do for our two beautiful islands.
How often?
Every year it's held in December. Yeah.
Right. And how can they get involved? They have to be trained. This doesn't just happen.
It doesn't just happen. Travel advisors sell what they know. So training is a big part of what we do. All our overseas markets and directors in London, New York, Canada, Caribbean, they make sure that our travel advisors are hooked up into our online portals where they become travel experts, Antigua and Barbuda experts. They go online training, and then once they're armed with the information now, they can go out and effectively sell the destination. They can log their bookings, and at the end of the period, just before we adjudicate, we record all the bookings, and we know who has sold what, and the top sellers are then rewarded with an all-expense-paid familiarization trip.
Cruise, a lot of our travel advisors sell cruise, and how are you doing in the cruise department?
Oh, the cruise sector has shown phenomenal growth, Alan. Last year we did 852,000 cruise arrivals into Antigua and Barbuda. What we have done is that we have partnered with some of the major cruise lines, Carnival, UK, P&O Cruises, to offer home porting from Antigua. So we bring the flights in and we ferry them quickly from the aircraft down straight to the check-in terminal. We had a temporary facility that we've been using for the past 2 years, but we have now broken ground and we are constructing a state-of-the-art cruise terminal, and what that will do is allow people to board their cruises here. For those folks who may have challenges in visas, for some getting through maybe Miami, where would have been a major cruise embarkation port, you now can embark on your cruises from Antigua and Barbuda. So
then they do pre and post cruise, more money for the
absolutely. So you can 1 week on the water and you can spend 1 week in land. And so
what's the date on this projected?
That's going to be ready for October for the start of the cruise season. So that's on the way right now, and we have seen that the home porting business has been just growing by leaps and bounds, and we look forward to even more opportunities to grow, more cruise lines taking part in home porting out of Antigua and Barbuda, and really keeping that upward trajectory going. You know, it's just been a phenomenal year for us, and we're looking forward to even more growth. And I think as a destination, one of the things that has positioned us very well with the modern discerning traveler is what we have done in sustainability. Alan, do you know we were the first country in the Western Hemisphere to completely ban single-use plastic bags?
Found that out this morning.
Yeah, so when you go, first country to do that, so when you go to the supermarket, you have to have a biodegradable bag, or they can sell you one. You know, when we did it first, you know, the supermarket chains were upset, and we said, look, you're buying all these plastic bags and you have to give them out for free, but we're giving you an opportunity to sell a bag now for 50 cents. And instead of it now being a cost center, your bags are a profit center, you know, and they quickly turned on and people have gotten into the mode. It's amazing how money talks, everything else takes a stroll, you know. Yeah. So we were able to turn that around and do it very effectively. We're the first destination in this part of the world to ban styrofoam. There are no egg cartoons, there are no food cartoons made out of styrofoam on this island. It's all biodegradable, whether it's cardboard, bamboo, paper, you name it. You know, still have a little challenge with the paper straws though, but you know, somebody has to come up with a way for them not collapsing after you've sucked them twice, you know. Right. But it does help. It does help to protect the environment, because what? We live on an island. Alan, most of the waste on small island nations ends up, you know, we're in the ocean, in the sea. And so that's where our greatest assets are, our beaches, our 365 pristine pink or white sandy beaches. So us doing and taking these initiatives means supporting our livelihood for our children and grandchildren, generations not yet born. And so we have purpose to not just talk sustainability, but to do practical things to show how much we care. In your gift bag that you got here, your sunscreen is totally biodegradable. There's no oxybenzone in it. It's not going to destroy or damage the coral reefs. Again, making a small step and doing something that helps us help ourselves. And so I'm particularly proud. A lot of what you got in your little swag bag as well, local rum, local hot sauce, local sweets, local jams. Again, ensuring that we are really focusing and fostering a lot of farm-to-table initiatives, small entrepreneurial business folks. But again, leaving a lot of that revenue right here in an island and ensuring that a lot of people will see the benefits of tourism and how it impacts all sectors of our society.
So the black pineapple sounds great. How does a travel advisor start the journey?
Oh, yes, so easy, Ian. Antigua, Barbuda, travelagents.com. You log in there, you register your bookings, and that's when we will collate them, and we'll know who those lucky 100 top sellers are. It's very easy. You can't forget the word, Antigua, Barbuda, travelagents.com. One word. You get it done. You make your bookings, ensure that your bookings are registered so that we can make sure that, you know, you got to be in it to win it. Yeah. And that you are registered as part of that initiative. And I must say, I love travel agents. I love travel ambassadors. You know why? They help me pay my mortgage. They help most of the people in these two beautiful islands have a sustainable and a great quality of life. And so it's important that we recognize and reward and we single out the folks that help us to distribute this business and to get to the end consumer. And we don't have the large budgets like some destinations to, you know, spend millions on a CNN ad. No, we don't. But what we do very effectively. We believe in building relationships. We believe in nurturing relationships, and we've seen it. We were one of the fastest destinations to bounce back after COVID. You know why? While the whole world was locked down, we kept sending little notes to our travel agents, especially those who worked from home, and little gift boxes with cake or something just to remind them, let them know we're thinking of them. And we have some emails, people cried when they said, these guys remembered. And you know what? When the industry reopened, which was one of the first destinations they were booking, Antigua and Barbuda, we were the first one to open after the pandemic in the entire region. June of 2020, we were running for our lives. We had to open up this country. And so it was all again, our success and the recovery was strongly based on the relationships that we've built and cultivated over the years with the travel trade community.
You are a busy man, the host of this event, and we appreciate you talking to us.
Oh, it's my pleasure. We're partners. We're all in this thing together. There's an old saying, if you don't hang together, you hang separately. Mm-hmm. So we've decided to be one, to work with you, work with our partners, and I'm so grateful to so many, the hundreds who have come down to Antigua and Barbuda to support us for Caribbean Marketplace for the third edition, and we hope that you leave with only positive and beautiful memories of Antigua and Barbuda, where we say the beach is just the beginning.
Thank you, and this is Alan Fine for Insider Travel Report.